Hey, Internet. We know you're sitting at home, listening to some podcasts. You know what you're craving? Some new music. We're still here for you. Pandemic be damned. Every Friday, we still stock the latest and greatest music new releases. And you know what you should do?
What?
Pre-order that shit. If you head over to our website, darksiderecords.com, you can pre-order all kinds of stuff. Limited edition box sets, Tom Petty's Wildflowers, if you know what I'm talking about. Indie exclusive special editions only available at independent record stores. There's all kinds of stuff. You can pre-order on the phone, you can pre-order on the site, you can pre-order in the store, and if you can't make it in, we'll ship it right to you. Not just that, we've got free shipping options. So head on over to our website, darksiderecords.com, pre-order some shit. There's all kinds of great new music, and guess what? The best of the year podcast is coming up quick. So you better start cranking out, listening to some new tunes again so you can submit your top 10 list to us in December. Wink, wink.
Hey, Darkside fans. Justin from Darkside Records here, unashamedly telling you to plan ahead. If you're considering getting a new turntable for the holiday season, getting somebody else a turntable for the holiday season, you might want to think about sooner rather than later. Don't know if you heard, but we had this little thing called a pandemic, which kept a lot of people at home for a long time. And you know what that means? Our suppliers have literally told us that there will be no new turntable shipments until 2021. So basically, the stock that we have now is the stock that we have for the entire holiday shopping season this year. So don't wait. We have awesome bundles available. We even added a new pair of speakers into the mix this year. So we have bundles starting at $230 all the way up to sky's the limit. Mix and match. We got a price for everything. Come in, talk to one of us. We'll show you everything that's on display. Get you set up for good times or bad times. Your choice.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm just here, sitting by my fireplace at home. I've got a nice scotch here in my glass that I'm swirling around, and I'm enjoying a great read.
Where'd you get that great read?
Of course I got it at Darkside Records. What, you didn't know Darkside Records is in the book game? Well, guess what, baby? We're in that shit!
Biblio! So good, I knocked the mic over with just the power of reading. That's right, pick up all your new books right here at Darkside Records. Guess what? You can buy from a local independent retailer, not some corporate schmegma.
Ugh.
Exactly, corporate schmegma, no one's a fan.
Fiction, non-fiction, biographies, autobiographies, autoerotic biographies.
And so much more. If we don't have it, we're happy to get it in for you.
It's the perfect complement to a great album. So stop in, pick up a book, pick up a record, and enjoy a nice, classy evening. I hope these fire sound effects that I put in here are working for you guys.
Pass me my snifter of brandy, will you?
Oh, why don't I?
I'm just gonna curl up on the bearskin.
This is the Darkside Records and Gallery podcast.
Hello, I'm Earth Killingly. On today's episode, greenhouse gases. Who gives a fuck? Wave to them. Blow them kisses.
I make one joke about laughing. I do a fake laugh to one person on the phone.
I'm the king of Spain.
And it becomes a thing all day long.
At least a good 2 hours now.
Yeah. I'm so glad no one has been in here for the last 2 hours.
Well, it's
Who gives a shit anyway?
It's election day, so in theory, there's no one here because they're out doing the damn thing.
I would hope so. Or maybe crying into a nice glass of whiskey.
They're already sheltering in place, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we're here. It's election day.
What fucking low energy Bill over here? Fucking, let me sell you some solar.
This is why when we do podcasts like later in the day, we got to do them like either like early or at like the end.
I'm fine.
You know? You do have good energy.
I feel like I'm experiencing a bit of mania, so I just want to keep doing the fake JB laugh and the goulet and the guy from The Simpsons.
Who's the guy from The Simpsons?
There was the wave to them, blow them kisses.
That was a Simpsons reference?
Yeah.
And I didn't get it?
Yeah, it's,
I'm slipping.
they make Ralph like parade down the street with his pants around his ankles, and I can't remember what it is.
It's not Ralph. It's
not Ralph.
Nelson Muntz.
Nelson.
Right, the guy he's like, is there something wrong?
Yeah.
With the size of my automobile?
This was the largest car
I could afford.
Wave to them. Blow them kisses.
I thought you were doing like a Dracula or something like that.
That's not my speed.
It was like it's the wiggle in the voice, like wave to them.
I'm also like a little bit the announcer from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's pretty
The
good.
guy who died. I can't remember his name either.
Okay, can you do roll call for the podcast as if it was an SNL intro?
It's Darkside Records Not Live with your host, JB.
And then I'll do like a couple of quick shots of me,
Yeah.
And then you.
I'll turn, I'll fold my arms and give a quick nod and
Okay.
some sort of public fountain. Justin Johnson, featuring Brian Kendrick, and guest starring Thomas Wicklund. That was too much energy for that guy, actually. Tom Wicklund.
I thought you were going to do Tom Wicklund and the Saturday Night Live band.
Oh, that's what I should have done. Cue the sax, damn it.
There's Max Weinberg when we need him. That's a shit. Who's the guy? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Paul Schaefer.
Nope.
Well, it was Letterman's guy.
That was Letterman's guy.
I don't know who Johnny Carson's guy was because I'm young.
Ironically, his sidekick, Ed McMahon, he did the laugh and talk kind of the way you're doing it. He did the ha 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 ha. This is what you miss when you're not here at Darkside at like 7:59 at night. Also, don't show up at 7:59 because we want to
set your clocks back.
We want to go home. Oh, that's the problem.
Give in to the times.
That's the worst part is definitely last night. I remember I was watching a movie with Jenny, and I was like, "Fuck, it's late. I better go to bed. Like it's fucking 1 a.m." And then and then we are like getting ready, and she's like, "Why are you going to bed so early?" And I was like, "Cause it's fucking 1 a.m." She's like, "It's 12 o'clock." And I was like, "Oh, because we didn't set that the 1 clock I looked at."
You don't have the GPS oven yet?
I try not to have a Wi-Fi enabled oven. No.
Well, get in the century, bro.
I feel like that was honestly a deal breaker. Like I was like, I don't want in my house. Like there are those fucking smart fridges now that they have a camera in the fridge. You can connect to it with your phone and see what's in your fridge with which to know what kind of groceries to buy. Fuck that noise.
Is there like
Fuck
a
all that
zoom?
shit.
Is there a zoom tilt on that? Because otherwise you're just seeing like one shelf or like a horrible bird's eye view. And if you have poor fridge organization like I do, you ain't gonna see shit.
You're gonna have someone who lives in the future. I'm living like 10 years in the past.
You could just have a butler.
Go on.
Mine is called Maraschino. That's not his real name. It's just the name I've given him. It's part of the employment.
You haven't talked about maraschino in a long time.
It has been a while since I brought up Maraschino.
Yeah.
I
wonder how Comanche's doing.
He's been on children's pace for the last 3 years, I'd say.
Is that the farm upstate?
It was a horses turned into glue joke.
Okay, that's what I expected. R.I.P. Comanche. Anyway, welcome to the Darkside Records, not and gallery, just records podcast.
Are you gonna fix that intro?
Eventually, maybe in 2022.
We're gonna get a cease and desist from Dead Empires for using that.
That's
that
it.
trick?
When we get the cease and desist, I'll re-record it.
Okay.
This, of course, is a podcast brought to you by the good folks at Darkside Records, located at 611 Dutchess Turnpike in Poughkeepsie. I like your version. That was like a horse doing it.
I was doing like the Goulet, whatever voice we're doing, into a little bit of a Fred Schneider.
I heard you were like a horse neighing into Robert Goulet.
PK baby.
This is, of course, a monthly podcast where we talk about music, the music industry, record stores, deceased horses, Robert Goulet.
You pretty much summed up the entire podcast.
Okay, that does it. We're here this month. We're continuing our what used to be a once-a-year series. This year happens to be a 5 times a year. Literally half the episodes we did in 2020.
I think more than that because we did leading up to the original.
Oh, crap,
one.
you're right.
Yeah. So this is the podcast now.
This is the new Record Store Day podcast. where every episode is a record store day.
Hi, I'm Paul Myers.
We'll get him on the next one. We should do that. We should.
We can
Paul
reach out.
Myers. Let's chat.
PM, DM us.
PMDM us. I'm very happy, I will say, to be using decent microphones again. Oh my God. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. I sincerely appreciate you sticking through it with us here. We've been doing, like I mentioned before, a series where we've been recording live at Record Store Day here. This episode is one of those. We chatted with a few people who were in line on Record Store Day.
So don't get used to this audio quality, audience. It's all downhill from here.
Mm-hmm. You've got another 15 minutes or so, and then once the quality shifts, I will not be offended if you turn it off. It's really just Steve Feldman yelling at things. But while you're turning it off, while you're on your phone, maybe you go and leave us a 5-star rating or a nice comment on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, the new Google Podcasts, or Stitcher, or wherever you get podcasts from. Say something nice. It helps our podcast get out there.
It's the cast before the break.
Is that a fishing thing?
That was an Albany band joke.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was very specific. TJ, if you're listening, you're welcome. He had us featured in a British travel magazine.
Okay. Thanks.
But we couldn't share it because that was like their rules. They wanted to interview me for this British travel magazine about the Hudson Valley, New York. But he told me afterwards, hey, the article's out, but you can't share it because they want it to be exclusive to the magazine. So I said, okay.
All right. So thanks all our UK
Suck it.
customers. Was it a UK magazine?
It's a UK magazine. Yeah, it's a British travel magazine.
Okay.
We're reaching great heights here.
So you said, so now I just learned, I don't know how many years later, that we are an internationally published.
I think it was
record
this
store?
year.
Oh, okay.
Earlier this year.
Okay. Oh, well. Thanks, TJ. So it's been Record Store Day here for the past few months. We just wrapped up the last of the 3 RSD drops.
That's a horrible mouth trumpet. Commit to some timbre there.
I was trying to be your harmony.
But we didn't do it together.
You bailed, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Well, there was a long pause.
I think it was actually the accurate length of time pause in the song. If you really want to be specific.
All right, try again. Ready?
I'm not a drummer.
3, 2, 1.
I don't think you know how the song goes.
I don't really. It's just the beginning part, and then the high pitched man voice.
Mm-hmm. So we did a couple of interviews. This podcast is going to be called Start and Stop every 2 minutes. We did a couple of interviews with people in the line, and we're going to be sharing those with you in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we just wanted to say thank you.
For real.
Again.
Yeah. We did 3 drops, August, September, October. Each one of them without a hitch, whatever that really means. It's, colloquial. And it was great. Everybody was awesome. You lined up especially, all 3 dates really. And we had great weather.
Yeah.
August, ironically enough, was the chilliest one and the wettest because of we got a little tip of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was real committed, socially distanced, wearing masks, not being an asshole. I would think most people got what they were looking for. We were able to, especially after the first one, do a little bit of adjusting on our ordering for at least the third one, and now into Black Friday to really meet demand. You all came out in force. And, I'd say the first time around, we didn't know what to expect because it was completely uncharted territories.
Truly, yeah.
And we quickly learned that we needed a bigger boat.
And what I appreciate is that we didn't have to actually change very much as far as what we needed you, our amazing, wonderful customers, to do. We kind of, we set up our guidelines. We did social distancing, all those rules that we set up that you can see on our website. Spoiler alert, you'll need to hear them one more time. We'll get to that. But everybody, just like you said, was super cool. We didn't really have to change very much between the 3.
No, I mean, and honestly, the only real difference that we did was not let everybody in the door at 9 a.m. for, that big old scrunched up line.
Yeah.
Which I think we're just going to keep no matter what, because it makes it easier. You can still walk around the front of the store, check out new releases. You're not getting in anybody's way. I don't have to weave in and out through people. I liked it.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to use a giant rubber chicken.
For drop 3, yeah.
Yeah. So it's win-win for everybody.
It was great. No one seemed to appreciate it in line, but
I
it worked
appreciated
for
it.
me.
So it was a great time. Thank you to everyone who came out for all 3. That being said,
We're making you come back again.
one more time.
Sorry, I didn't commit. Can you just sample that in there real quick?
Is that gonna be that's the theme song now for the one more time?
Oh, that was good.
That'll do?
That was
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Because November 27th, the day after Thanksgiving, you'll be all toikied up.
Toikied.
You'll be or tofoikied up.
You're crammed full of crayon. You're stuffed full of stuff.
Oh man, the family arguments at Thanksgiving this year are gonna be.
Just don't go. That's the
Well,
best. That's the best policy, really.
How many of us are actually having a goddamn Thanksgiving anyway?
I don't know.
I'm gonna do it over Zoom. I'm just gonna argue with my uncle over Zoom.
Yeah.
Have a couple beers and let's be real. At my family Thanksgiving, we always bring a tofurkey. And let's be real, we're the only fucking people who eat it, so nothing's really gonna change as far as our meal goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I got nothing. So
I'll patch in my Uncle Art via Zoom, and we'll have a chat about garbage trucks and the election.
garbage truck. I can feed the world with my garbage truck.
Never heard that one before.
That's because it's a Charles Manson song, and you're probably not well versed in the Charles Manson song.
I can honestly say I'm not well versed in the Charles Manson discography. Yes.
That's the one I got, really. I know a couple others, maybe.
I only know the garbage truck song from the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World soundtrack, which I would say you, conversely,
Yeah.
not versed in.
No. I saw the movie. Meh.
Okay.
Meh.
We agree to disagree.
I would maybe give it another chance, but I didn't feel any sense of urgency to do so. Hence why I haven't in the last 10 years. Is it that old now?
In fact, I believe there is a Mondo 10th anniversary reissue, or whatever anniversary this year it is. Brian, looking at you for ordering such things. So Black Friday is coming up, November 27th. Record Store Day Black Friday. Did I spoil it? Did I not say what it was before? I was trying to do a big lead in.
You said the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, right. The day after Thanksgiving is, of course, Black Friday.
Sorry, I was too busy thinking about the fact that on that Wednesday, like when we do the menu release for the titles that we'll have in stock, you could theme it the day after tomorrow because it would actually be correct.
Are you referring to the Tom Cruise movie?
I never saw it.
Or is that the end of tomorrow?
Like that Doomsday film from, I'm going to guess 10 years ago. All my references are at least 10 years old, I suppose.
Oh, right. It's about global warming, right?
I never saw it, so I
Dick
don't know.
Cheney makes a cameo in it.
What?
So that's right. So Black Friday. Start and stop the podcast. So Black Friday is happening
Some prefer
here.
the rhythm.
Yeah. Not Kirk. Congratulations, my friend. Black Friday is happening here November 27th. Just like the previous record store days, we invite you to come and shop local on your Black Friday. Support an independent business, namely your local independent record store, like Darkside Records.
That's pretty much the kickoff to our annual campaign. Fuck them all. Shop small.
Or fuck them all, shop small. The hashtag is confusing. We'll probably I'll figure out a way to make it a little bit better. But for Black Friday, it's gonna be pretty much the same thing. Exclusive releases, some kind of store-wide sale, some kind of charity raffle, all the stuff you're used to here. Free coffee from Poughkeepsie Grind, ice cream from Ben and Jerry's of Madison Ave in Albany.
Put a little cream in your jeans.
I don't like that saying.
I wrote it in the email today. Did you notice that?
God damn it.
I'm waiting for someone to call me out. Because you know what? I know you people don't fucking read. You just skipping right to the photos.
And you know what? You and I, we take time writing that shit in there.
I do.
You know? Yeah.
I specifically went out of my way to write cream in your jeans and an email that went out to our entire email list.
Everybody skips right over it. By the way, you can sign up for our Darkside Records email list over at darksiderecords.com. But what we thought we would do is just
Quick rundown.
have another quick chat.
Just the tip.
Before we get into the recordings for last Record Store Day and just talk about some of the stuff that is coming out on Black Friday. Same as always, there is a list that exists. You can see it over on our website, darksiderecords.com. You can see it at recordstoreday.com.
I like you to take 2 on that and continue the Dr. Seuss rhyming that you began. There's a list. It exists.
There's a list that exists. But here's the twists.
Oh.
You won't need fists when you're social dists and sing from your friends and their sisses. The last one's a little bit of a stretch there.
It's a slant rhyme.
I feel like I did pretty good. I got like 6 in there.
The twist, you got me with the twist.
Okay, good. Let's call me M. Night Shyamalan over here.
It's a reverse twist. That was a Seinfeld reference.
I don't watch. Sorry.
Are we talking about the titles?
Sure.
Okay.
You can see the whole list. Like we said, we are going to send out a menu of everything that will physically be here on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But if you want to see everything total that's coming out, you can. And like we always say for these things, as far as these titles go, no reserves, no holds, no pre-orders. We do try to order just about everything.
I can't think of pretty much anything for Black Friday I didn't order.
Mm-hmm.
There is occasionally like 1 or 2 super weird regional pieces, like but for the most part, I'm like at a 1 minimum on even the most obscure of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would say based on how the first 3 drops went, I went hard. I went real hard.
I don't like that.
You can call me Daddy Longleg this Black Friday.
Oh, he's a tripod.
So I was going to make the tripod joke as well. Went real big. Obviously there's no guarantee of what we actually end up with, but trying to accommodate everybody. And of course, Black Friday is supposed to be more of a kickoff to the holiday shopping season. So, maybe it's 2 for you and 1 for Uncle Bob. Like maybe you're interested in A and B. And while you're here, you go, oh, fuck it, I'm going to shop for C as well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So get something for the C on your list.
That was pretty good,
Thank
actually.
you. Thank you.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Okay. So let's talk about a few of the things that are coming out. And thank you to everyone who submitted their wish lists via our Darkside Dream Phone.
I feel like we need another audio drop right there where it's like,
What would you like?
Like some girls going, Dream Phone, but like a chorus,
I'm just going to use that.
The Darkside Dream Phone. So I do it again so you can mash them all together.
Go ahead.
I'll try to go lower. The Darkside Dream Phone.
I was going to say go higher.
Go higher. Okay, as long as you're using all of this.
You're
it's
trying
not
to be
four
like,
now.
think like teenage girl here.
Let me go. Let me channel my inner Julia.
That's it. There we go.
Darkside Dream Phone. No, that wasn't good. I didn't like it.
Darkside Dream Phone.
Ooh.
That was like Grease.
I
For
don't
some
know,
reason, I was channeling Grease.
I had horrible visions of Lucille Ball when you did that. JB!
I was picturing like a character from like Rocky Horror.
Where? It's the Dream Phone!
That's too sad. It's got to sound
Okay.
more upbeat,
Darkside Dream Phone!
Darkside Dream Phone!
Yay!
You guys let us know which ones of these do it for you. Which one we should use. Anyways, let's talk about some titles.
We should do it like Tony Basil.
I can only do it like Tony Bennett. I'm sorry. What do you got, Justin? What's your first pick?
Seems your podcast is full of shit.
All right, we're steering this thing back on track here. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk about some titles, things that are coming out. What's something you're interested in for this Black Friday?
Well, you got to start somewhere, and of course, I'm going to start with a little Nick Cave piece. We have a Nick Cave 7-inch coming out called Cosmic Dancer. What is the Cosmic Dancer, you say?
Dancer for Money?
No, it is not that thing on the back of Dave Matthews fans' cars.
It is not the chorus to a Tina Turner song? Oh, God. Will you learn your Tina Turner references?
I didn't watch Top Gun that much.
We need to have a long talk about Tina Turner.
So it's Nick Cave's Cosmic Dancer, which is a cover of Mark Bolan T-Rex's classic song, which was recently released on the Angel-Headed Hipster comp, a.k.a. the John Bryan story. It's always often referred to, a flock of seagull, hair-cutted, angel-headed hipster.
Oh, that is a throwback reference. Holy shit. I haven't thought about that in years.
Oh, it's so good. It's a song that was it's originally a T-Rex song. Nick Cave covered it on his Live Alone performance that he did back in, I want to say it was like May or something like that. So he performed alone at Alexandra Palace in the UK. And he threw in he sprinkled one new track and a couple of covers in there. And then they put it on this comp that came out recently called Angel-Headed Hipster.
The tribute to.
The tribute to Mark Bolan and T-Rex with a lot of awesome performers covering T-Rex songs. And I would say we spun it regularly for a few weeks there. And it's a pretty good comp. So, but if you're just in for the Nick Cave song, or you must own all things Nick Cave, as I do, this one's for you. A little 7-inch action.
Cool. Well, one that I'm excited for is a reissue.
That's the close out of that. Cool.
So one that I'm interested in is a reissue of Alice in Chains' Sap.
Sap.
This was an acoustic EP that Alice in Chains put out. It's being reissued on a 12-inch. It's an RSD Black Friday exclusive, and it's the first time ever that their second studio EP will be released on vinyl as a standalone LP.
EPLP.
Yes. It's going to be on vinyl, is what I'm trying to say here. I love this album growing up, and I'm excited to have it. There's a couple of versions, like we had an edition that was put out. Maybe it was a music on vinyl edition, where it was an LP, and on one side was Sap, and on the other side was Jar of Flies. So there's some cool versions that are floating around, but if you want a unique one, maybe even to pair up with their Facelift 30th Anniversary Edition that's coming out later this year that you can pre-order at DarksideRecords.com, this is for you.
My turn?
Go.
Okay. This one I thought was pretty interesting because, A, you don't see a lot of comedy records coming out for record store days, or in general, I guess. And but this is kind of a big one. We've got, for the first time ever on vinyl, Dr. Demento's First Century of Dementia, the oldest novelty records of all time. Mock it if you will, but I believe this will be a sleeper hit. There's plenty of people, it's not gonna be their number one, but it's gonna be on a lot of lists. Like, okay, I want this one. So if you don't know Dr. Demento, classic radio show host, known for novelty parody songs. It's where Weird Al really got his start, was on the Dr. Demento show. And so this is kind of a compilation of a bunch of stuff from, a long time ago. Like, if you look at the tracks, it's from the early 1900s to the 1920s, basically. So, like this one even, The Ravings of John McCullough. Not political author John McCullough of today. I know you're confused, but it's
Slow down.
Circa 1895.
Wow.
So really, literally some of the oldest recordings of all time collected here that were played on the Dr. Demento radio show.
You know what's funny is when I was growing up, my dad was a big Dr. Demento fan. I think he grew up on Dr. Demento, and it was kind of his, something that he enjoyed sharing with me because we would both kind of, laugh, me as a little kid.
Silly nothings.
Yeah. This is kind of, it was comedy radio, really.
Yeah.
I have a special place in my heart for Dr. Demento and those releases for that exact reason. Dads.
I don't have one.
Oh. Here we go.
Listen, I can't relate.
Okay, let me see if I have a sad pick here to talk about. One that is coming out that I'm excited for is called Jazz Sabbath. There's going to be a vinyl edition and a DVD.
Isn't it included with the DVD included with it?
Yes, you are correct. DVD is included in the packaging.
Good.
So LP and DVD.
Good.
Jazz Sabbath, according to the liner notes, was a jazz trio formed in 1968 Their self-titled debut album should have been released in 1970, but disaster struck when bandleader Milton Keynes suffered a massive heart attack and the label decided to cancel the release. Shortly thereafter, a fire destroyed the label's warehouse, erasing the album from existence. Now, upon his release from a hospital many months later, Milton found out that a band from Birmingham, conveniently called Black Sabbath, had since released 2 albums containing metal versions of what he claimed were his songs. And recently, they rediscovered, I suppose, the master tapes. And Milton set out to prove that the heavy metal band worshipped by millions around the world are in fact nothing more than musical charlatans thieving the music from a bedridden, hospitalized genius. But in truth, it was longtime Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne keyboard and guitar player Adam Wakeman as Milton Keynes, together with 6 other musicians who go by their 60 pseudonyms as well, and they delivered an album of Sabbath cover songs. Anyway, so it's some jazz covers of Black Sabbath. It's going to be on translucent blue vinyl. It comes with a DVD. So I had an album that was called it was by a group called the Casualties of Jazz.
Okay.
Who put out a album that was called Kind of Black, a tribute to Black Sabbath, and it was them all doing jazz covers of Black Sabbath songs. So I'm not going to lie. When I saw a record that was coming out for Black Friday that was called Jazz Sabbath, I assumed it was the same one.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so it's just some rad spins on Black Sabbath songs.
I'm not sure I can watch the documentary, though. It seems like it's going to be cringeworthy painful.
Look, I just watched Danzig's Verotika on Halloween, the feature-length film that he put out last year.
This makes more sense than Verotika, but when we had the LP soundtrack, I think I read it as Verotika.
That doesn't sound very Verotique.
It was more about his affinity for chicken tikka masala.
Then you're going to be very disappointed in this movie.
Oh.
Spoiler alert, you were going to be very disappointed in it, no matter what.
It's not Danzig making his favorite Indian dishes.
It's somehow worse.
I think I would watch that, actually. Him cook, like a Danzig cooking show.
Do we know Danzig's people? Let's reach out to him.
Yeah,
let's see what we can
do.
Okay.
Yeah, we know him.
I'll do a cooking show and have Danzig on.
Store. My next pick, I think, is going to be another hot hit. Sharon Jones and the Dapkings just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Shut up.
Damn right.
Really?
For real.
I love it.
So it's a Sharon Jones compilation. The late great Sharon Jones, of course.
Of course.
Who I just saw today. Has announced a theater in South Carolina is being renamed after her.
Amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this is a compilation of cover songs that she and the Dapkings did. Most of them were things that were commissioned either for movies or TV shows, and but they're all presented here now in one cool comp. So you got Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours. Just dropped in, of course, the late, great Kenny Rogers cover, back when he was with the First Edition. What Have You Done For Me Lately? Rescue Me, It Hurts to Be Alone. Lots of great classic covers here on this album. And, of course, it's going to be with the power and soul of Miss Sharon Jones.
Indeed. Well, another one that's coming out. This one is the no-brainer JB pick.
Norma Jean.
Close.
Okay. Pop Smoke.
Closer. Getting warmer.
Mila Jovovich.
That's right. The Mila Jovovich album that is coming out. It is, of course, Mila Jovovich, famous actor. You might recognize from The Fifth Element or the Resident Evil series.
Of course.
Brian definitely gets that reference, and I love The Fifth Element. So, no, I'm not actually talking about Mila Jovovich's releases, but there is actually a Mila Jovovich release that's coming out. I'm, of course, talking about Baroness.
Oh!
Friends of the Store.
The Barones. That's the doo-wop version of Baroness.
I would love that. Oh, man. Baroness are putting out Live at Maya Vale BBC Volume 2.
This is the BBC.
You'll recall that a little while back they put out Live on the BBC as a colored 12-inch. This is a return to that. They performed on the BBC in September of 2019, and this contains 4 live cuts from that performance, once again, back out, coming out on vinyl, with amazing artwork from John Dyer Baisley, of course. It's coming out on colored vinyl. It's got 4 songs from Gold and Gray. It's got an etched B-side. So if you want to hear some live Baroness first, because this is and RSD first. Of course, RSD first, there are 3 categories of titles that come out for each of the record store days. RSD first are one that you get first at RSD. So it's usually a variant vinyl pressing that you get of something they'll be re-releasing later on in another format, another colorway, another whatever. I love Baroness. That clearly doesn't need to be said on here. I'm excited for it.
Okay. Under the radar piece, I think, for a lot of people here.
Yes.
Fred Neil, 38 McDougal.
Is that his address?
It was, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, if you know him, you're going to love this one. If you don't, Fred Neil was one of the early Greenwich Village folk singers, a la the era of Dylan and all those cats down there. Have you ever heard the song A Little Bit of Rain by Fred Neil?
Can you sing a little bit of it for me?
No, because he has like this beautiful deep baritone that I'm not going to ruin it.
You also have a wonderful sultry baritone.
I feel more of an alto, I think. He's in the studio for what was going to become his debut album, Bleecker and McDougal. By the way, you have heard it because I played it in here before.
Okay.
And it wasn't going great with Paul Rothschild, so he fucking walked out. He was pissed. Goes back to his apartment, or I guess Peter Child's apartment, who was his longtime like musical accompaniment. Mm-hmm. He like kind of talked him down off the ledge, and they just started recording songs in his apartment, 38 McDougal, and recorded on a little reel-to-reel, and was thought to be lost for a long time. But boom, baby, it's back. 50 years later, we got what became basically Bleecker and McDougal in the solo acoustic form. Not that it wasn't acoustic anyway, as a folk record, but
No, I know what you mean.
yeah, just a raw living room performance of what became a classic folk album. And what's the name of that show?
Big Bang Theory.
No, it's a British show. It's about a kid who wants to murder people.
Dexter.
No, murder show kids. Yeah, murder show kids. It's the sequel to Murder, She Wrote. Where Angela Lansbury's offspring all commit the murders that she helped solve. Coming to Small the Fox.
I'd watch that shit.
Check, please. The End of the Fucking World. Did you watch that show?
No, never. No,
Oh.
didn't watch it.
Okay, so watch The End of the Fucking World because it's great.
Okay.
Both seasons.
Okay.
And then, as a consequence, you will be introduced to the true emotional value of Fred Neil's Little Bit of Rain.
Okay.
And then you're going to want to buy this record store day piece.
Okay. Boom.
Boom, baby.
Boom,
Next
baby.
song. Next.
All right, my sleeper pick, Shadows Fall of One Blood.
That shit is going to be big.
This is a motherfucker of a record, especially if you live.
I hope that's the hype sticker.
It can be now. If you were going to hardcore shows and metal shows in Poughkeepsie in the early 2000s-ish, you probably saw this band at the Chance a lot. And you know what? They're fucking great. It's the 20th anniversary of this album. It's the first ever U.S. pressing, and they fucking won a Grammy for it. It was engineered by friend of the store Alan Douches.
Oh.
And of note, guitarist John Denez is now a member of thrash icons Anthrax, while other guitarist Matt Bouchard now plays with Active Defiance. That's just in the description.
I only like homemade Danaes myself.
Yeah.
I'm not big on the jarred stuff.
It's another RSD first. There's only going to be 1,300 copies worldwide. And if you like metal, if you like bands that set the tone for what would become 2000s metalcore and heavy metal acts, pick up this record. Don't sleep on it. It fucking rules. So, and not just that, it's remixed, remastered. It's one you don't want to sleep on.
But you called it a sleeper.
If you're a metal fan.
Okay, my next pick.
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe one of my favorites in a series of RSD releases. I think they're usually Black Friday, not traditional April Record Store Day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, of course, the Jazz Dispensary series.
Yes.
They're always great. So it's the Jazz Dispensaries. You haven't picked them up. I think there's 3 or 4 previous ones now. And so this will be either number 4 or 5. And this is called Jazz Dispensary Orange Sunset. And basically, it's just a nice little comp of awesome funky jazz covers. It's a real crowd pleaser. You can kick back, you can do work, you can have a cocktail, whatever you got to do. It's the perfect background setting for it. This one, no exception. You got cuts from David Axelrod, the Blackbirds, Johnny Hammond, 24 Karat Black, Merle Sanders, Funk Inc.
Funk Inc?
Funk Inc. That's the knockoff Funko Pops that we're going to start carrying.
Yes.
Funk Incs. That's pretty good, actually.
All right, we'll talk later. Money, please.
We got many ideas to pitch out of this podcast. So it's coming on yellow starburst wax, which is always awesome.
Cool.
The cover is kind of reminiscent of slicing an orange in half with a nice little tropical theme. If you've picked up Jazz Dispensary, you know. If you don't know, I'm sure you can listen to it digitally somewhere and get yourself fucking excited and then come down to the record store and get the real deal.
And if you've listened to this podcast, you know every time there is one, we talk about it because they're awesome.
I'm not going to lie. I think the first year or two, I didn't really know. And then I got turned on to it by somebody.
Yeah.
Around 2 or 3, and I'm like, fuck, need these. They're all great.
All right, I'm going to talk about one more. Let's do one more each here, and
Okay.
we'll wrap this up. My last one is one more RSD first from the mighty Beastie Boys. Now, it might not be the Beastie Boys you're used to, because Beastie Boys, before they became the pioneering hip-hop group that you may know them as, I guess actually if you've listened to Beastie Boys records, they always pepper a song or two that have this feel, but when they started out, they were actually huge fans of the band The Bad Brains, hence the double B name, the Beastie Boys, and they put out a couple hardcore records. One of them is called Some Old Bullshit. It's a compilation of a bunch of early EPs from the 80s, and it's just awesome, rad, early hardcore, early punk influenced Beastie Boys. If you're a Beastie Boys fan, if you're a hardcore fan, it's the best of both of those worlds here on one thing. This is an album that I definitely had a shitty burned CD of for years, and I will be so happy to finally have it in a decent format. There's going to be 8,000 copies worldwide. This will be another one that will go fast as well.
Okay. I think my last pick is going to be another bit of a crowd pleaser, but maybe a misunderstood one, so let's talk about it. There's a release coming out from Mick Fleetwood and Friends / Fleetwood Mac. So, there was a concert at the beginning of this year, when you could still have concerts, that was held at the London Palladium in February. It was a concert sort of honoring Fleetwood Mac and Peter Green. It's actually 3 tracks, all of the same song. But the first one is Mick Fleetwood and Friends. It says the track is, by the way, the Green Manalishi with the 2-prong crown.
Of course.
So you got Mick Fleetwood, and then he's joined on stage by both Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top and Kirk Hammett of Metallica. So if you want to hear 3 completely different generations of musician playing a classic Fleetwood Mac song, Green Manalishi, this is your fucking release. So then on the B-side, you've got the Fleetwood Mac version and another live version from way back in 1970. So, a very niche piece, but I think there's a lot of crossover. Peter Green, of course, passed away this year. You got Billy Gibbons for the ZZ Top fans. You got the Metallica heads. Like, is Sarah going to be all over this one?
You know she will.
Exactly. So, a lot of crossover, a lot of ins, a lot of outs.
A lot of what have yous.
A lot of what have yous. And instead of outs, I said louts. I'm talking about you, Internet. So, yeah, just it's a cool, kind of strange little 12-inch that we're talking about here. It's something to think about.
So there's a bunch more that you can see all over at our website, darksiderecords.com, or on recordstoreday.com. Let us know what you're interested in. We'd love to hear your thoughts, the things that you are excited to come and shop here on Black Friday, November 27th at Darkside Records.
Do you want to hear what the top Dream Phone results were?
Of course I would.
Again, not a pre-order.
Nope.
It's the Dream Phone.
I forgot all about
You
that.
already forgot about it?
Shit.
God damn it! And I just thought it might be fun, real quick, to talk about some of the top performers from this one. So we have like a tie at the beginning here. Herbie Hancock.
Before you tell me what the most popular ones, can I take a guess?
Sure.
Skid Row.
That was drop number 3.
Shit. Herbie Hancock.
That is correct. Yeah, this was a 1, 2, 3, 4-way tie for first place of responses.
Okay, interesting.
So at least of the people who responded, they all have similar music taste.
Okay. Follow-up question, is it the first 5 people who are usually the first 5 people who wait in line?
I don't know, because it's anonymous, so we don't actually know who's submitting these things.
Okay.
So, a piece you mentioned, ties for first, Jazz Sabbath.
Ooh, okay.
One we did not talk about, Linkin Park Meteora.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Another one I didn't see coming exactly here, Willie Nelson, topping the charts of the Darkside Dream Phone.
Looking at you, Mike Withrow, for that one.
Other honorable mentions, of course, the John Prine, the My Chemical Romance,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
the Snoop Dogg piece, Uncle Tupelo's got something coming out, the Chariot, Motorhead, Kids See Ghosts. There's so many of them. There's a lot of great titles, like JB was saying.
Over at our website.
Darkside Records.
.com. So we hope we'll see you here once again for Black Friday. While we're here talking about all this stuff, just remember we're going to do at least one more podcast this year. It's our traditional December podcast, which is, of course, top 10s of the year. So we would love to know what albums you loved in 2020. So if you have a top 10 list, or if you have just started one, or if you haven't even thought about it yet, maybe kick around a couple ideas, send them our way. We love sharing them. We love seeing what music you loved in 2020. So that being said, we hope to see you here. We'll be back again in a couple weeks. We'll probably do another episode where we chat with people in line for Black Friday. Here are the interviews that we did with a couple folks in line. Thank you to everyone who waited. Thank you to Steve Feldman for setting a new record and showing up here at 4:18 p.m. like a goddamn crazy person.
Yep.
And starting out Tent City, a.k.a. Camp Darkside.
It's certainly not Camp Kill Yourself, am I right?
Okay. On that note, thanks for listening. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Here's some interviews from Record Store Day.
All right, it is about 5 minutes before 9 o'clock here at Darkside Records. Record Store Day drop number 3, October 24th. Once again, we have gathered here to celebrate independent record stores, to celebrate music, our love of music, passion, our love of passion, and maybe get a little spooky.
And costumes.
Because we are, in fact, having a costume contest. And I'm here to interview what is definitely a costume here in line, and also first in line for Record Store Day. You got to appreciate the passion here. Why don't you introduce yourselves to our podcast audience? Yourselves. I said that in a plural for some reason. It's very early in the morning. Why don't you introduce yourself to our Record Store podcast listening audience?
I'm Rockin' Santa, a.k.a. Feldman, and this is Eli.
Eli, of course, is your costume. You're wearing a costume that is you dressed as a knight riding a dragon to Valhalla. I noticed you did not bring a battle axe, nor a sword, or a weapon of any kind.
It's in the car. I didn't think you would allow weapons in the store.
Smart move. Smart move.
What? The knights that go nay.
Was the hoodie part of the costume, or did you just own this unironically?
No, I actually bought it for the costume, so.
Good move. Good move.
You have to sell the costume.
Believe me, as the one in the costume that's riding in very different areas than your costume is riding, I feel that.
Costume. Your costume's riding you.
Exactly. So, what time did you get here yesterday?
4:15
a.m.
p.m.
You were here
Yesterday.
Right.
Afternoon.
That's officially a new Record Store Day line record for anyone who's keeping tabs. I guess that's Justin, who I'm talking to.
And me, because you told me I missed it last time, and I said, well, I want to be interviewed 2 times in a row, so I have to get here early.
That's right. Well, Mike Joyce, of course, he's a few people down the line over there. He had beaten people by a whopping something like 2 minutes when he was first in line. And who was first in line last time?
Me, I don't have a life.
You were also, for Record Store Day number 2, you were first in line?
I was 2 and Mike was number 1. Right, Mike?
Okay, so Steve, so what titles are you here for today?
Skid Row. I like the idea that they added 4 tracks that have never been released on vinyl before. That was, and of course the Stones.
Okay. You're throwing me for a loop because all my usual questions, we've already done this 3 or 4 times. So let's go.
So why was I here that early?
Sure.
Like I said, I don't have a life, and it was fun. I had to break the record. If I'm going to break the record, I'm going to go big. Like he
I appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Questions that don't involve things I've already asked you. What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Bacon and extra cheese. You wouldn't like it.
Regular red pie?
Yeah.
I clearly need to have some coffee. That's what I've learned here. Okay.
You didn't even stay up all night.
I know. You don't know my life. I watched a lot of Borat. I'm not gonna lie. Last night before bed.
Well, that's a good way to spend a night.
Did you watch the new Borat?
Not yet. I have to.
Did you watch the original Borat?
Of course.
It's playing at the Overlook Drive-In this weekend for anyone. I'm probably going to air this after this weekend, so it's not really going to matter at this point. But
right?
yeah, exactly. Okay.
If I go to a drive-in tonight, I might sleep through it though.
That's true. Well, look, you've got the whole day to take a nap now.
And it's cloudy, so it's a good nap day.
It is a great nap day, which explains my lack of conversational ability early in the morning.
All week it's been cloudy and gray, which is probably the reason my students have been sleeping through class all week.
Makes sense. Oh, was there any rain last night?
No.
Okay, good.
And 1 cop.
Okay, who did something?
Nobody. He just came in and said, "What are you guys doing? Why are you? What's going on with?" The
Really?
kids?" And I said, "We're just casing the joint."
That's true. I am here in a costume this morning, and as I was walking up, I was putting a mask on in my full body costume and thinking to myself, if I was going to rob a bank, like really, that's what I look like right now. This is the time to do it.
Well, since COVID's the time to do it. You have to wear your mask anyway.
No, because the fucking Illuminati are taking all the cash away to move us to a digital society. So yeah, all the cash. This is the worst time to rob a bank because it's the least amount of cash that's in circulation.
True. And some banks, you have to knock on the door. They come over and you have to remove the mask so they can ID you, and then they let you in.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Safety.
Okay. What did you have for dinner in line last night?
Pizza.
Would have been more important to ask that one about 2 minutes earlier. Okay.
No bacon, no extra
No
cheese,
bacon,
though.
no extra cheese.
You want cheapskate, huh?
No.
Regular pie?
Regular pie.
It was good.
TJ's is
It was
good.
good.
Okay. And my last question for the evening.
Morning.
Nope. For the evening.
No, it's morning.
For my last question for the morning. What's love got to do with it?
I don't know. It's a suicide solution.
Wow. Dark turn.
Or secondhand emotion. I believe that would have been, yeah.
No, he went suicide solution.
I'm an Ozzy fan.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, Steve, thank you so much for being here. I'll let you get inside and do some shopping. It looks like we're opening the doors. Well, in fact, cool. And of course, the roosters crow means that we are opening doors to go outside. So we'll,
I gotta
Steve,
figure out how I'm getting in with this thing.
thank you for coming to Record Store Day. All right, it's a few minutes after 9 o'clock, and I have ventured to the end of the line, to the underachieving portion of the Record Store Day line. And I thought I would give a quick chat with the last person to wait in line here. Why don't you introduce yourself to our podcast audience?
My name's Chris from Albany.
Chris from Albany. How's it going?
It's good. Yeah, it's a nice day.
It is a nice, as I said on the last 2 podcasts, I'm going to try not to repeat. We've done this twice now in the last 2 months, and I'm trying not to just really beat a dead horse 3rd time around. Yeah. But I do enjoy that we actually get to have Record Store Days in pretty decent weather.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What time did you leave to get here this morning?
About 7:30.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's also the time that I left to get here this morning.
That's good.
Okay. What brings you? What titles are you excited for to pick up here on Record Store Day?
I'm looking for, let's see, the replacements, a Smithereen, Black Mirror Smithereens, the Batman, Heart of Batman.
Close enough.
Yeah, some of those. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think I know you. Have you been to a Record Store Day here before?
I came in August. I didn't come to the September one. But yeah, I stood out in the rain, so that was my first experience. This has been my first year of Record Store Day, and I recently got into it because just some students of mine, sharing some records, and I'm interested in some of the packaging design, some of the unique packaging that comes with particularly Record Store Day releases. So
Certainly, I would say that was one of the things that rekindled my love of vinyl was not just great art, but giant great art.
yeah, I feel the same way. Like I have all the streaming services, and I grew up with tapes, so I had a lot of tapes. They are no longer around. So
It's not true. Not true.
yeah, well, mine aren't. They're maybe in the same dump that that ET video game is located in. But yeah, recently just getting back into the physical aspect of music and just loving some of my old titles that I grew up with in the '80s. Starting to get some of those back as vinyl, but some of the newer stuff too. Yeah.
Cool. Where do you teach, if you don't mind, or if you don't mind compromising your identity here?
Not at all. I teach at the College of St. Rose. I teach graphic design in the art department there.
This explains a lot about this conversation. Excellent. Cool. Well, I also am a student of the arts as well, and have been a designer for many years, and is really my area of study. I work at a record store, but exactly as I mentioned before, part of the thing that got me back into it was appreciating the design of it, and as someone who performs music and does that, always has drawn me in, and I especially love creative packaging and unique packaging. Do you have something in your collection that you really enjoy? That's a cool design piece.
Let's see. Well, the talking heads that Rauschenberg designed. I'm blanking on the title at the moment. Black Moses from Isaac Hayes. The one that folds out into the cross. That's a fun one. Let's see what's the latest one? The Felt 3 has some cool stuff in it, and like a one of 3 unique picture discs. So that's kind of fun. Some of those. Anything with like a die cut or a picture disc or a fold out. Anything like that that's kind of unique, but also connects with some of the music. I'll buy something that I might not really listen to, but it's a good way to explore new music too.
Certainly.
So I look at it that way as well.
Well, I've got a great record label for you to check out. They're called Hydra Head Records.
Hydra Head Records.
I don't know if you like heavy music or aggressive music.
Yeah, once in a while. Sure, when I'm in the mood.
But if you're looking for a label that is dedicated to not just appreciating music, but appreciating the art involved with all aspects of music and just making insanely cool packaging, check out Hydra Head Records bands.
Definitely, I'll do that. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for any new labels, and I find that since I've gotten back into this in the last year, it's like a lot of the smaller labels really kind of push that aspect of just having a well-rounded album, good sound and good design and good promotion and all of that. So I really appreciate that from all aspects of creative realms. So.
Certainly. We often talk in here about missed opportunities. When you have a record, like there was a band, I believe, that put out a record called Pink earlier this year, and it did not come on Pink vinyl, and we just always will hold it up and go, missed opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just written right there. How can you not do that?
It's low-hanging fruit, man,
right. Yeah, low-hanging fruit, exactly. Something with splatter in the title.
Exactly.
Or color, or something that references, production value of packaging. You got to try something. There's definitely some that I haven't gotten into. I see all the videos and online, and There's some that are very curious to me, like there's some with liquid, like liquid-filled vinyl or liquid-filled packaging. Those seem pretty rare, but I don't have any of those in my collection yet.
Well, when you venture to Nashville or Detroit or wherever the other Third Man Records location is, definitely stop by Third Man, and you're going to drop way too much money.
Oh, yeah. Well, last time I was here, I bought one of the Jack Black albums, the one that plays backwards, and that also has hologram on it.
The Ultra LP of Lazaretto.
Yeah, that's the one. Lazaretto. I've listened to it a few times. Like, I'm not a huge Jack Black or White Stripes, but
I am a huge Jack Black fan. I will say that.
I mean, I love his creativity. I have to appreciate it. I love some of the work that he's produced. Like Wanda Jackson a few years ago, I got introduced to her through him. Like, who is this person? You know, it's way before my time, but yeah, I picked up that album last time I was here at the store. And yeah, it's just crazy, all the stuff that he put into that album. Like, and I watched the video before I bought it. I was curious about, just doing research on that kind of stuff. So
Sure.
yeah, and it was fantastic to look at it. And I have students that, again, I show these kind of examples to, how they could explore design, as it relates to some music or whatever the content might be that they're working with. So yeah, it's fun to explore and fun to research too. I'm always discovering some new design trick or new production trick that's fun to think about, and I might put it into a student project or some work that I do with clients as well. So yeah, lots of fun.
All right, well, I'll let you get back in line and get into purchasing your stuff here. Do you have anything you'd like to plug, a website, anything you'd like our listeners to know about?
No, I mean, I'll just plug, where I teach at College of St. Rose. We have a great graphic design program and music program. I'm not associated with it, but I know a lot of people in that area, communications and music, and there's some good stuff. They got a student label, and they do some good work there too. So yeah, it's all connected. I like kind of keeping an eye out for how all these different mediums connect with design and creativity and music and sound and all of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to be here. I'm not excited to be at the back of the line, so maybe that'll change.
This is the most merciful line out of the three, so
Last time I started further back in the parking lot, so yeah.
Cool. Well, appreciate you being here so much. Thank you, and good luck getting all the things you came here for today.
Yeah, thanks.
Right on.
All right.
We're here. It's Record Store Day. And for the last couple record store days, the incredibly kind folks at Ben & Jerry's, Madison Ave in Albany, have been here giving out free ice cream if you make a donation to the charity that we're giving money to each day. We've been doing charity raffles. In fact, for this one, I guess by the time I air this raffle will be over, so it doesn't really matter. But we're raising money again for City of Poughkeepsie schools. And we have a couple great prizes, but you could come here, leave a buck, and get some great Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And I thought I would just have a quick chat here. Why don't you introduce yourself to our podcast audience?
Hello, podcast audience. My name is Mike. I am from the Albany Ben & Jerry's. And these gentlemen, we're going to get some ice cream, maybe?
It's never too early for ice cream.
There you go. Sorry to interrupt.
No, we can feel the magic of how it actually goes.
Right. So we have all sorts of flavors here. If you guys can kick in $1 or something like that, that would be great. It's going to go to the schools, the local schools, to help these kids out. We have everything from vanilla. We have some chocolate therapy, some Netflix and chilled. I believe I have some coffee buzz. Any flavors sound good to you guys?
Netflix and chill.
Very good. There you go. There. I'm sorry, sir?
Make that two.
2 of those. That's the Netflix and chilled. All right.
He's incredibly polite, giving out free ice cream.
Bam, bam. Thanks, you gentlemen.
That's quality customer service right there.
Have a great day. How about for this gentleman here?
Yeah.
Mike Joyce?
Let's do it.
What do you think? Some mint? Some milk and cookies?
Yeah, I'll try the milk and cookies. That
Milk
sounds
and
good.
cookies. Excellent choice.
I like that.
There you go.
Just plop it in your coffee on your way home.
That's a
That's
great
what
idea,
I do
actually.
that. I actually do that. So that's a good thing. Thanks for helping out, man.
Oh, no problem.
Have a great day.
Later, guys.
Right on.
All right. So yeah, that's what we do. We give away ice cream. We make some money for some local charities, and that's what Ben and Jerry's is all about.
Indeed.
And Darkside Records. That's why I'm here, because for years of coming here, I've learned that you guys have also worked with local charities, doing like your sewing events, your patch nights, the color book nights, are random, just like, hey, come by with some art supplies, drop them off. We're going to give them to the kids. It's just great.
Always. Well, it's important to us. We just always want to give back whenever we can to our local community, or just really, I mean, anytime.
Yeah, that's, if more businesses had that model, then, the world would just become a better place. And we need that. We need a world that's a better place these days.
That is the truth.
Yes.
So, so you, not only being an ice cream aficionado, well, I guess I'll say in that realm first. So, do you have a favorite flavor of ice cream? Is that a thing we're not supposed to talk about in the ice cream industry?
No, actually, yes. My favorite flavor is Ben & Jerry's chocolate therapy, chocolate ice cream with chocolate pudding ice cream swirl and chocolate cookie crumble. So if you don't like chocolate, my second favorite flavor is actually strawberry cheesecake. A strawberry cheesecake flavored ice cream with a graham cracker swirl, no chocolate. So, either one is good, but they're all great.
You do, there's been a whole bunch of non-dairy Ben & Jerry's flavors that I've been really digging on. There's one that's like not a creme brulee, but it's got like a caramel swirl, and it's like...
There is a creme brulee.
What?
Yes, there is a creme brulee.
Blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, it might even be the one you're describing, but there is the caramel almond brittle.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's a fantastic flavor. And then there's even the classics like Cherry Garcia and chocolate fudge brownie. They're working on new flavors all the time, and the non-dairy has really taken off, which is great. More people doing non-dairy, a better world.
Not only do you come here to be incredibly kind and give out ice cream, but you are actually a vinyl collector and an avid music fan.
Yes, I am. The music is important. The combination of the two is really great with Ben & Jerry's and the music. I mean, Run the Jewels is playing right now. Ben & Jerry's just had a vote thing online with Run the Jewels. They performed the new album, not Ben & Jerry, but Run the Jewels, and it was great.
I would watch either of those.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would love to see Ben & Jerry do Run the Jewels. That would be wow.
Quality content.
They should tour with that, without question. That would be fantastic.
Yes.
But I love the vinyl. I've been coming here from when you guys were over on the other place, and you guys have been awesome to me, and a great place to shop with all the extras too, not just the music. They have the t-shirts and the smoke stuff and the magnets and the notebooks and the dolls and the Funko Pop kids and all that shit. They got it all. Come on down. But the music itself, I mean, it's just been fun.
Yeah, well, what is there a record store day piece that you had your eye on for today?
Today is the Mingus, the Charles Mingus Aham. Mm-hmm. Yep. And handful of other ones. I have my list in my pocket. But yeah, that one was definitely one. The Dead, always a good one to get. Oh, yeah. No Fish this time, but I'm all right with that. The London Suede, if you want to go back to the sad boy rock of the London Suede, good stuff. Nice. So there's a wide selection. I mean, we talked about the Clutch box set. That's very impressive. There's the Juliana Hatfield 7-inch Christmas single that is coming out in Black Friday, which is great. With Black Friday, it's always good to get the Christmas stuff. It's in November. It's not Christmas in July per se, but it's still Christmassy. So.
Look, you get in early. That's the move.
Yeah.
We give you a chance, and also we order Black Friday stuff, not just specifically to be an event for one day. We stock for the whole season, so we get a whole bunch of extra stuff. So if you're looking for things for your fam, we're thinking about you with these things,
And with everything going on in the world, if you can't get down here to the shop, these guys ship all over the place quickly, safely, securely, exactly the way you want to get it.
That's right. We do that as well. So tell me, what's something new musically that you've picked up recently that you've been digging on?
Oh, man. Well, reissue, the Lou Reed, New York, the Rhino put out is fantastic. Well, one of my favorite albums. New?
Yeah.
Something new. Wow. I haven't had enough coffee for that question.
All right, I'll come back. We can figure it out. We'll talk about it.
The new Flaming Lips is phenomenal. That is their best album, I think, since Soft Bolt, and all the stuff in between is fantastic. But the new that and the new Jeff Tweedy that just got released. Jeff always comes through and gives you something that warms your heart a little bit, makes you chuckle a little bit too, and deep introspective dad rock. Go Jeff Tweedy.
Indeed. So, how's about this? Will you submit us a top 10 list, top 10 albums of 2020 in December when we get around to that period of our podcast?
I definitely will. I'll try to do something creative with that.
Excellent.
Stay tuned for that information.
You've got time. You've got 2 months to figure it out. So
I probably will have to do a 20 list and then cut it down to 10.
that's what we always do. It's always
Some ties even. Yeah.
usually what I do is I get I know my top 3, and then the rest I kind of go through my Discogs and I'm like, okay, what did I buy? Because if I bought it, then I know it's at least something worthwhile.
What I also do is I go and look at Metacritic.com, plug for Metacritic, great site. They do the compilation or whatever the word is of all those different critics and reviews and whatnot. So often I'll go there at the end of the year and find stuff that I overlooked or didn't know about, and find some really interesting stuff. That Bill Calhoun, is that how you say the guy's name? A few years at Dream River.
Bill Callahan?
Callahan, that's him. Yeah, Dream River, great album. A few years back, when Scott Walker released The Drift, this is way back, but I was like, well, why is this getting all these rave reviews? And I bought it, and I still was like, why is it? After years of listening to it, I understand it. But yeah, there's some good releases this year that will be on that list.
Excellent. Okay, well listen, I'll let you sling out some ice cream here. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say to our podcast audience? Here you go.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Mainly right now, go out and vote. Use your head when you go out and vote, or get those ballots in as quickly as you can because it's coming up. But that's my main purpose here today is get out there and vote, people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully we can come out and have a better world.
Indeed. And then after you vote, go to Ben & Jerry's on Madison Ave in Albany.
Yes, and come to Darkside Records down here in Poughkeepsie.
In Poughkeepsie.
And treat yourselves nice and your family and friends good too. And your neighbors and the strangers you don't know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, man. All right, Record Store Day 2020. Wrapping up here. It's towards the end of the day here, October 24th. And I am standing here with friend of the store, wonderful proprietor, keeper of the caffeine for the line here at Record Store Day. Why don't you introduce yourself to our podcast listeners?
Oh, what a day it is. Record Store Day 2020, the big one, November, Black Friday. My name is Patrick McGuire. I'm out here every Record Store Day and some events, dishing out free coffee. I like that keeper of the caffeine. I might keep that. You might see that on a t-shirt in the future. But, I love supporting local business, more so great music, great formats, and most importantly, gotta have a good sound. Let's go with your good vibes.
What accent did that just turn into in the middle there?
I don't know. I put up an Italian hand gesture, but I don't know what it fucking turned into. My bad. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody that came out today. And, everybody here appreciates you coming out, supporting small business, independent record stores, and keeping good vibes alive.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. It's like local supports local. Of course, we here If you've listened to our podcast or seen any of our live broadcasts or anything we do, you know that, of course, we support the Poughkeepsie Grind, located at 107 Main Street in Poughkeepsie. And thank you, as always, for bringing caffeine. Thank you for bringing coffee. I mean, I technically thank you for bringing caffeine.
We all know what you're here for. And yeah, you got to be quick with that dibs finger because I'm in there. I'm ready.
That's right. You are a freaking watcher of our Monday Night Use Tues videos.
Yes, big fan. Big fan.
Did you pick up anything recently that you have been spinning?
Ooh, man, it's been a good year for metal. You guys talked me into this Black Dahlia Murder album, and you couldn't have been more right. The Year of the Knife album comes on from time to time. Misery Signals put out some good stuff. Other than that, it's just been, odds and ends in my record collection. So.
Sure. Was there anything? Did you pick up anything for Extra Day today? Was there anything that piqued your interest?
Oh man, the Norma Jean record. Man, that Meteora copy. I've been meaning to get a copy of that for a minute. And there's one I can't think of, but those were my top two.
Okay. And we should also let people know that as of right now, you can get Poughkeepsie Grind coffee. I'm sorry, illuminated coffee.
Yes.
Here at Darkside.
It's Illuminated Coffee, illuminatedcoffeecompany.com. We source fair trade and or organic coffee exclusively, mostly single origins. We got light roast, dark roast, medium roast, an espresso blend, as well as a special Darkside exclusive coffee only going to be available here at Poughkeepsie Grind. We're calling it Dark Paradise. You're going to have to come here to get it.
And is that an exclusive? Is that a Darkside podcast exclusive?
That is a Darkside podcast exclusive. You heard it first.
Our own thing. We're making it exclusive for it. Okay, well, listen, I won't keep you too long. I just wanted to say thank you. And is there anything you'd like to say to our podcast audience?
No, thank you guys. And make sure you guys set the needle down gently and sip slow.
Wise words. Cool, man. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. Stop in and see the Poughkeepsie Grind when you're in Poughkeepsie. Don't sleep on it. True.